Dude, I can't help how I freaking breathe. I mean, I don't know what you want me to do. Everybody got to see.
Is it working so far?
Well, I think everybody heard you mock me for my medical condition, so yeah, I think it's working.
It's something else. I mean, we don't need to go into it on this show, but I'm just
We can get to it
concerns, yeah.
We can get to it later. Last time you mocked me, I had one of the greatest physical comebacks of my life. So keep it up. I'll be down to 185 pounds and running triathlons in the air.
Physical. I'm just hoping the internet stays afloat.
You got bigger problems than how I eat my food.
Yeah.
No, there's no doubt. Oh, yeah, no, it's working.
Yeah. I didn't even get to all my fun scenarios. Well, I did for...
I did some homework on 6A1,
Oh, you did?
Yeah. We're not live. We're at the pre-show.
Yeah, we're in the pre-show. Are you concentrating on your breathing now?
No.
No?
I have a heart condition, and you're mocking me.
I'm not mocking. It's a voice of concern.
You're mocking me.
And I can't see our comment. Oh. I just don't know why the comments aren't. Oh. Maybe this is the reason why. Okay.
Oh,
let me get off of here.
There we go.
No, I mean, it's not. It should still be working just
one
fine.
job, production.
Yeah.
Something went wrong, it said. There's Aunt Janet.
Still red.
Hey, Aunt Janet.
The little engine that could.
Where's Cousin Nate?
I don't know.
This is one of Chris's pet peeves, somebody eating food on the air. He's mean.
I'm holding strong.
How much time we got?
Well, as soon as I get everything up here, we'll be ready to go. I don't know why my comments aren't working.
Right back.
All right. Yeah, I don't know, we might get into it here, but our internet provider is down right now, so we are having to run off of our hotspot, which so far is the little engine that could, but so I'm pulling up the comments now. I don't know. Mute that. That works there. All right. Not that we get a whole lot during the huddle, but it's at least nice to know that it's there. So we'll start the show here in just a few seconds without one of our folks with us tonight. So we'll be just a minute or two. Phil gets back in here. We'll be ready to go. All right. I'm really testing all the internet out. They said 8:06 is when the internet's supposed to be back. Yeah.
They said what day at 8:06, but they said 8:06.
Phil, Carlos would like to know, what kind of sandwich are you eating?
Well, it's a story. I'll be right there.
We'll let Phil answer Carlos's question, then we'll get started here. I unplugged the internet, so I don't know if it ever comes back. We won't know for the show. I can't chance it. So
I had I don't know what I have. What's that called? Patty melt.
A patty melt.
An order of fries. I got Chris a sweet tea. Got myself a drink. How much you think it was?
Yeah.
Patty melt, order of fries.
It won't top mine.
Sweet tea.
Well, you might want to
soda.
hide that because you're about to.
Oh, I don't care.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
They're not a sponsor.
We're fair and balanced.
I would like for them to. They sponsor other high school football games.
Not us.
Yeah. Not
Where
us.
where do you?
We never asked either.
No, we haven't. But where do you think
we're
they
full.
rank? Where do you think they rank? As far as price, what do you think I paid for a patty melt, order
hold
of
on.
fries?
8, 14. That with tax?
Yes, all in.
$28.55.
Just $20 for one person to eat and 2 drinks.
Yeah.
It's insane. Remember the good old days when you could feed a family of 4 for a week for that.
Yeah, I remember going to our basketball and baseball games on the road. I would get a $5 bill, and that would get me and $1 left over.
Yeah.
For the vending machine the next
It's
day.
insane now.
Yeah. But it'll go down one day, right? Because when inflation goes down, the prices go down, right?
Oh, our title sponsor, Josh Seabolt, said, great, turn this on. I'm hungry now.
Yeah. All the graphics are working except for the top 10. Well, hold on. Okay, that one's working. That's good. All right. So we'll be without some of our graphics.
Ronnie's not here today.
Yeah.
I never miss a show.
We'll have to address that coming up here in a few minutes. Okay. I think we're set.
Some people are dedicated, some people aren't.
Ready as we'll ever be. So, all right, here we go. Hello and welcome everyone to the High School Huddle. It is week 10 of the high school football season, the regular season finale.
Jeez.
High School Huddle, our title sponsor is Generations Church, along with Phil Nichols, Chris Evans. We are without the services of Ronnie Phillips.
On vacation.
Who, well, his 3 weeks in a row or 4 weeks in a row, he has finished dead last in the picks.
He couldn't take it.
We gave him the week off. You know, a lot of schools now have bye weeks because some of them weren't able to get scheduled. So,
I've never finished below second.
Carl Albert had a bye week last week.
Yep.
I think McGinnis has a bye week this week. We gave Ronnie the bye week as well.
He may need 2 of them.
He may need 2, but
Probably should have taken a couple bye weeks, a couple of these past weeks.
yeah. Coming up here in a little bit, we will have our top 10 games of the week, and we'll see how we did a week ago. And I will tell you, somebody.
Here we go.
Somebody.
Here we go. Are we going to tell the truth on how that happened?
Hey, the records are what they are.
Are we going to tell the truth?
If you want to, yeah.
So
somebody went 10-0 this week.
Somebody went 9-1.
We always.
Wait. Somebody went 9-1.
We always talk about someone going 10-0. Oh, this is 10-0, 10-0.
Somebody went 9-1, right?
Correct.
Wasn't Ronnie.
No.
The one game I lost, the second we shut the cameras off last week, what did I say to you?
I can't remember.
Chris Evans. You want me to say your middle name?
I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know word for word, so I wouldn't be.
Okay, it was something like this.
Okay.
I said, yeah, I think Coweta's going to win.
Oh, because you picked Del City.
I picked Del City because we had picked every pick identical. Ronnie was bullying me over here, saying, "Oh, I'm just picking what Chris picks," even though that's impossible because we rotate who goes first. And I took one for the team, even though I said right when we got up the air, now just tell me if this is true, I think Coweta will win, but I didn't want us to pick 10 out of 10 the same games. I think that's boring, so I went with Del City.
You said exactly.
I did say that.
Exactly that way.
Yeah, and now.
Did you learn from that?
No. Well, I would do the same thing because I'm a team player.
Would you like to go 10-0?
I'm a team player.
You're supposed to pick the winners.
I'd rather go 9-1 in non-championship play and be a team player. Now, if it gets down to championship play, all bets are off.
Well, unlike high school football playoffs, which we got a lot to talk about here in a little bit.
Yeah, we do.
Our rankings go into the playoffs. our records go into the playoffs. Yeah, so
I thought we wrapped it up after this.
Oh
week.
no, it's always been that way.
Well, I got a 2-game lead.
You never been in this contention.
I got a 2-game lead.
You got a 2-game lead.
Yeah, I've never been in contention this late in the season. I was usually out week 3.
And so when we get to our rankings here, or when we get to our top 10 games to pick, there's no Ronnie this week. Got a bye week.
Ronnie sent his picks in.
He did, and we'll get to that in a second. So it's Chris, Phil. So
I can only imagine how these picks are set up.
It is it's just how it's
all.
Chris
sets the picks, and every time I have the box, I have to pick the hardest games first. Whenever he's got the box, he gets the laydown games because he gets to pick the obvious ones. This is a totally rigged system. Even with all this adversity, I'm still leading for the year.
Yeah, you are.
That's right.
You haven't been this. You haven't done this well in all the seasons we've been doing. I think this is our 5th or 6th year.
Well, it's the first year I got serious.
Oh, first year you got serious.
Well, no, I used to protest private schools, so I'd pick everybody against the private schools.
Again, that was your choice.
No, it was.
Yeah, it was your choice.
Well, again, I was being a team player. I was trying to make the show more.
You know what? Let's just go ahead and show everybody last week.
Okay.
That's week 3.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah, we'll come back to that here in a little bit.
Got a 2-game stretch. So I got 7 on Ronnie?
Yeah.
No wonder he's in Florida. Georgia.
Yeah,
sorry.
he's But anyway, our title sponsor is our good friends over at Generations Church. Love God, love people, serve both well. GenerationsGuthrie.com is the website. Get a good look at it there. Yeah. Got a great Facebook presence as well. Doing some great things over there. I see it on Facebook all the time, and we appreciate them serving not only Guthrie, Logan County, but just with all their missions out there that they do. Big thank you to Generations Church. Once again, title sponsor here on the High School Huddle.
Yeah, Josh and family, staff, they're all wonderful people. Anything that's needed in town, they're right there to help and do a great job. Encourage you people to, if you're looking for a church home, if you're looking for someplace to go, get fellowship and learn the word, that's a great place to go.
Well, Phil, I guess the big story, there's a couple of them. The big one coming into week 10, the regular season finale. Playoffs are next week. Can't wait. It's going to be some exciting ball games for the most part there. But a lot of games that were scheduled for Friday are now Thursday this week due to pending weather on Friday. It's kind of, I don't know if it's as bad as they were predicting, but it's still there, I guess. So it's kind of like superintendents having to make decisions on snow days a day or two at advance these days. It's awkward, but I get both sides because you don't want to be into delays, no matter where you are in the state of Oklahoma. And again, it's up to the schools to decide what they want to do, but you don't want to. There's a lot of senior nights.
Yep.
There's playoff implications.
Yep.
There's district championships on the line, and the last thing you want to do, if the weather does do what it's supposed to do, is have lightning delays and you're inside a press box if you're the press or broadcasters for a couple hours. Or
We've been there before.
If you're the visiting team having to be in the locker room for a couple hours, it's no fun. Of course, even if the home teams don't have the great space if you're stuck in there for a while, but a lot of games have been pushed to Thursday. Not all of them, but a good part of them.
Yeah, a good part of them pushed. And you reached out to me, our crew, for the games that we call this week, and said, "Hey, looks like I go to Thursday." And immediately the entire team started saying, "Okay,
I work. I have basketball practice.
I don't get off. I've got
I have wrestling practice.
Have meetings until X and all this stuff." But when those things happen, you got to remember it's about the kids competing and the staffs, and you do what you need to do.
Well, that's all good, but for the radio team, for the broadcast team, we got cameras, we got microphones.
I was trying to be positive.
Oh, I thought we were being...
I didn't tell you what I really wanted.
Oh,
I threw my phone. I called you. I said, really? Really?
Because I was rooting for it. And you were like, what's going on?
You said, oh, this would be awesome. And I said, oh, it's awesome if you didn't stack 8 appointments on Thursday because you knew you were going to have to leave early
Friday. The one day you work is the day.
Per month.
Yeah. Right. The one day you work a month and we can't.
Well, it's just Murphy's Law. See, this is why you don't do silly things like work consistently, because you always get your feelings hurt. It never works out.
And you got a 4 o'clock meeting on a Thursday?
Listen,
you're usually done by 9:30.
We're in a recession. Okay?
My goodness.
Interest rates went up again today. We got a lot of moving parts right now.
But for broadcast teams out there with all the equipment, you don't want to be, because honestly, if the game was Friday, we would have one camera. Usually we have three cameras. So
there's a lot
for selfish reasons.
No, there's 100%. But I think the biggest reason is all the senior nights. This is senior night for a lot of these kids. Of course, somebody said, well, yeah, but what about all the families coming in from out of town that can't get there till? Well, I get that, but those are fewer than. It's still better to have it Thursday night and not Friday when you don't get the game in or it's pouring and you can't go out and recognize the kiddos at halftime. So I think it's a good call.
The other big story going into this week, and we got some games to talk about from last week. There were some good ones, including a overtime thriller that we'll get to here in a second.
Yeah.
ESPN2 will have the broadcast of the Jinx Bixby football games.
So the blowout?
Those two schools will have the national spotlight on ESPN2.
Yeah, we got called out.
We did on Twitter.
Because of you and Ronnie, we got called out.
Elon Musk takes over, and now we get called out.
Because of you and Ronnie, we got called out.
Yeah, it's
we got tagged. We got Bixby football got tagged.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of people over there that want to whip us.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what's the movie where he went?
Oh, Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
But some of those boys show up. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, but how cool is that? ESPN, cool. I think, will have 4 cameras. And usually when ESPN goes and does high school football games, they have to bring in extra lighting because it's their cameras are really, really fancy. And they really are fancy.
Oh, yeah.
Really a lot of
nice.
dollars for those cameras. But Bixby has enough lighting. They have enough stage.
Of course they do.
We've been to Bixby. I guess we would have gone
there.
there.
Have they done renovations since then?
Lee Snyder Field, Lee Snyder Stadium.
Yeah.
I can't remember. No, it's still.
It's still the same?
They've added more visiting bleachers.
Okay.
But as far as the press box,
it's very old school.
Yeah. So now, when Bixby gets around to it, they're going to have, I'm sure,
or are they waiting for him to win? Are they waiting for him to win 100 games? I mean, 58's not enough in a row.
Yeah. So
come on, Bixby, step up.
But they have the turf and they have the lighting. Press box is cramped, and they have seating in the bleacher as well. But ESPN2, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
I remember last time it was on ESPN2, it was Bixby and Booker T, and Bixby blew them out. It wasn't even close. It was like, oh my goodness, this is a bad game to choose from. And
there's not a lot of good games to choose if Bixby's playing over the last several years.
Yeah.
Most of them have been blowouts. We saw probably we actually called probably the best game that Bixby's had in the last several years, which was that state championship appearance two years ago, Choctaw and Bixby, which was a game that came down really the last possession in that ball game. So, but yeah, no, Bixby's kind of had their way with anybody that's been put on the field with them so far.
Yeah,
for several years.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the big game last week, it went overtime, and after our broadcast, we were able, during the post-game show, we were able to watch a little bit of the overtime as Del City and Coweta go in overtime. Remember, a few weeks ago, the game that we actually went to, McAllister at Del City was a classic. It looked like Del City was going to win with about a minute and a half. They fumbled the football. McAllister goes and scores, and it goes into overtime. And McAllister won that game in overtime. Del City, lucky to get McAllister and Coweta at home this year. It goes in overtime again. Del City scores their touchdown, kicks the extra point. Coweta's turn, throw a touchdown, go for two.
Just like McAllister.
And they win it. So Del City loses to the number 1 team. And I think at the time, number 2 team was McAllister.
I think McAllister was 12. Depends on if you're looking at east side, west side. But I think for the high school huddle, I think we had them 2 at that time,
at
2
that
or
time,
3.
Yeah, somewhere over there. But just a classic finish in 5A3 as expected. Was fun this week to watch. And now McAllister, we'll get into playoff scenarios here in a little bit, especially Class 5A. There's still some questions in other ones. There's a few in 5A.
6A1, 6A2. There's very few teams. Those are kind of are what they are.
Yeah, but McAllister, they're not in the playoffs.
Not officially.
Not officially.
Yeah.
So you go.
I like their chances.
Yeah, they're going to get in, but they still have to go to. They have to play their final game. Where a lot of people have already won a district title, are already solidified. We might finish first. We might finish second. We might finish third. But McAllister's like, they'll finish third. But they could finish.
No, but they have to play. They have to win the game.
Yeah, you have to go out.
I mean, they have to go play and have to go win the game. And they're so heavily dependent on Mr. Everything down there. Number 1 this year used to be was number 5 last year, McCarty. That if he's not 100% or if he's not, and I don't know if he is or he isn't.
Yeah.
But they are 100% going to go as he goes. This is where you get in some of these other teams have a lot more depth. A lot more people contribute. So
yeah, we'll talk about Jinx and Bixby again. That's the big one on ESPN2. Moore got 7 points on him last week against Bixby.
I was concerned.
Yeah.
It was a battle.
It was.
Pregame.
Jinx, meanwhile.
Oh.
Rowley. And you guys.
Your preseason pick to win state.
Yeah.
You still with that?
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah. They won 2 in a row, 2 back-to-back state championships.
Yeah.
Still in the top 5. The last time known, 6-8-1.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up one more time later in our third segment. 58-game win streak for the Bixby Spartans.
Absolutely.
Phil, you want to know the last time they lost?
Well, it would have been 58 games, so it would have been last time they lost. Oh gosh. 2018?
August 24th, 2018.
Yeah.
The game was played at Bixby.
Yeah.
Jinx beat them 28-14.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. And now Jinx is at Bixby this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's only probably 2 teams that could beat Bixby this year.
2 teams?
I
think there's one team that has.
I'm stretching it to 2.
I think there's one team that has a very outside shot of beating Bixby, and I think it's a very outside shot. If not for the portal now in high school football, there would be no talking about this.
Jinx goes to Bixby.
And
Could be a reunion.
And Jinx loses big in Bixby.
Don't want to give anything away yet.
Yeah, well, I think everybody knows how I feel about this.
Well, I did pick Jinx in the preseason.
Yep. Playoffs a different year, different season.
I did, yeah. I have Union number 1 in my poll.
Oh, yeah, you do.
And the folks in Bixby have found out I will not be running for mayor anytime soon.
Not good.
In Bixby. They're like, we want 58 games in a row, the nation's longest winning streak. Well, that's good. Metro Christians won 9 in a row. Metro Christians won 9 in a row. Lincoln Christian lost 1 game. So are winning streaks superior? I mean, now, Guthrie won state championship in 2013. Does that help them this year?
No.
Okay.
Kids graduate in high school.
Yeah, just like Presley did.
Correct.
Yeah.
But how many points has Bixby given up this year?
Yeah, no, that's a good argument. I'm just saying, Union, Shaker.
No,
McKinney,
No. Union, that's why I think if there's anybody that could beat Bixby this year, it's Union.
And well, I'm telling you, if Union wins this all, we will have the High School Huddle 25 days in a row streamed on here.
Not happening.
I'm telling you, I will be. If it happens,
not happening.
Of course, Bixby's got to worry about Jinx first this week. We better take a break.
You better take a break. You need some oxygen.
When we come back, we got some of the games last week. We got some of the great performers from last week. And we have playoff scenarios. We got brackets that's starting to – not all of them are filled out yet. There's still some wiggle room to get in there. But we will talk about all that and a whole lot more. How Jinx can beat Bixby this week to stop the nation's longest winning streak. I have the formula.
Can't wait to hear this.
I have the formula. That comes up here in a little bit later. This is the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world.
Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time?
100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from.
Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I love to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tinder. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Louis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Louis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
The running game of Jinx with Carroll. That's Stanford. It's a four-quarter ball.
That's a real thing.
It's a four-quarter ball.
No,
game.
I mean, I might change my vote.
Welcome back, High School Huddle. Generations Church, title sponsor, and all of our great sponsors. We appreciate them. Week 10 of the high school football season is here. Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. Ronnie Phillips, his microphone is out of the studio.
Given a bye week.
He's been given a bye.
7 games back.
We call it timeout.
Oh, yeah. It's a problem.
7 games back is
yeah.
Ronnie. We'll talk about that.
We call that zero hope.
Yeah. Yeah, he's that's like the Cubs come this time of year. There's not much there. So coming up, we'll have our top 5 rankings. There's no graphics this week. I don't know what's going on with that.
There's the internets. We got it probably where the entire area where we live, where our studio is, the internet's down. So Chris had to hop on and change a bunch of stuff and get on one of our trusty hotspots, and here we are.
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
We appreciate you checking us out here on the High School Huddle. Playoffs next week, yes, we will continue to go with the high school football season. So be sure to join us each and every week right here on Second Banana Media, podcast network there, and a whole bunch of other great podcasts on there on Second Banana Media. Of course, our good friends on Guthrie News Page, Facebook as well. Phil, we were talking about 6A1, and we talked about Jinx coming back. Broken Arrow played them tough.
Yeah.
I
mean, Broken Arrow had them down. I mean, for a good portion of the game.
Union, no problem with Memorial in that ball game. Muskogee, they stay undefeated.
Yeah.
61-20. They got a huge game this week with Stillwater.
Well, I think that's our 1 and 2, I believe.
Yeah, those are definitely the 1-2.
Yeah.
Stillwater shut out Tahlequah this past week, 55-0. We talked about in 5A, Coweta beating Del City in overtime. The other game that I was really tuned in with was Lott MacArthur and Elgin. And Elgin wins that ball game late in that ball game. One of the most outstanding plays you'll see. The wide receiver, I forget the young man's name, number 4 for Elgin, a wide receiver, diving catch in the end zone to haul it in. And Elgin goes in and beats Lott MacArthur. Now, Lott MacArthur and Noble are fighting for the final playoff spot in that district. El Reno, out of nowhere, I'll have to look at it here in a second. They were not very good at the beginning.
0-4 or 1-3 or something like that.
Now they're in the 3 spot in the playoffs. They beat Duncan this past week 29-7. Duncan officially eliminated from the playoffs. I think this is right, Phil. I think they started off 0-5, maybe 0-6.
Oh, was it that bad? Okay.
I think it was somewhere in that area. I need to look at another site, but victories over Ardmore, MacArthur, and now Duncan. And they play Altus this week. They're going to win that game. no matter what happens. They're going to finish third in that 5A district. And then now you have Noble and Lawrence MacArthur playing for that number 4 spots. And, MacArthur's been hampered with injuries as of late. Noble, you just simply don't know what you're going to get week in and week out from the Noble Bears.
No, you don't, because they're capable of throwing up big points at Noble. Defense has always been a little bit lacking for the Noble Bears the last couple of years, but, boy, they can really put up points, so you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah. Another game in 5A that was highly interesting, it was Sapulpa beating McAllister 28-27. Coach Alexander, the offensive coordinator over there at Sapulpa, the coach that led Broken Arrow to a state championship a few years back. But McAllister goes down to Sapulpa. That was interesting.
Well, and that's one that, it was a tight back-and-forth game. McAllister comes back, scores late to take the lead, or to tie it up. Actually tied up, and then Sapulpa puts together a big drive and wins the game. They're late, but we talked about this. McAllister, we're starting to realize, they had a lot of kids graduate off that state championship game team from last year, and McCarty's obviously he's got supporting players, but not quite the supporting players that he had last year, and we saw it firsthand. He is a one-man wrecking crew. That guy's as good as anybody there is in 5A.
Hasn't been 100% healthy. So
hasn't been 100% healthy. Just a lot of, but he's legit. And at any given night, at an 80%, McCarty's better than most people at 100%. He's there's a reason why he's an OU commit.
Yeah, no doubt. Real quickly, in 4A football, Bethany beats Blanchard in a top 5 matchup, 21-12. It'd be interesting to see if McAllister makes the top 5, by the way, in the rankings. They've been number 1, number 2, number 3 for most of the season. We'll see where they are in the rankings this week. Oh, I guess I forgot I could pull it up on social. Well, we'll see that here in a second. I really like to have those graphics, but it's in my head.
We're old school tonight.
Elk City wins over Woodward, but by 12, 33-21. Woodward, their only victory last week, I think it was last week, against Class A Cashion.
That's why I have a little bit of a struggle with where you have the Elk City boys.
I have them, my personal poll.
No, a little bit of a struggle.
I have them at number 2.
I know.
Ahead of Bethany.
I know. And I think Bethany should be 2.
All right. We'll see how it lands in the top 5.
Oh, no. You and Ronnie conspired. Yeah,
Elk City semis, they know how to win in the playoffs.
Brothers by blood. You guys stick together.
Tuttle over Newcastle, another big game in 4A last week, 27-20.
Yeah. Newcastle, very good football team, beat late.
Cushing scores 70 points.
Every week. Cushing's this year's like the Bixby of 4A. You just kind of look at them and go, well, bless their hearts. Who are they playing? Because they've thus far, they've just been so dominant, absolutely dominant. Now, got to remember, everybody doesn't see everybody. There's people from other parts of the state, and Chris and I have called enough state championship games to know that there's always some surprises. There's always some surprises.
We always see that in Class 2A and A because there's more teams in those classes, and they are spread out, so they're not necessarily in the same district or can't play week in, week out. Prague finally loses in Class 2A football. Vian. Prague's by far the best team, has played all year in Vian, in the Vian. Vian, again, they've lost to number 1 Washington in 2A. They lost to number 1 in 3A to Lincoln Christian with those 2 losses. But Vian, fairly easy over Rafe Watkins and the Prague Red Devils.
Prague hung in there.
Yeah.
Till about halftime. It was almost like Vian said, all right, let's go. And they end up, putting a pretty good spread.
Yeah.
But Vian will be there at the end of the year. They have a very good chance to be a semifinal team, if not a state championship caliber kind of team. They're exceptionally good.
When we get to the High School Huddle top 5 rankings, the number 5 teams have had a hard time all season long staying there.
Yeah.
And I go to Class 3A, the Muldrow Bulldogs. I think it's the Ronnie jinx with Muldrow.
Ronnie likes you. There's a high probability you're going to lose.
I need him to switch his Bixby. I need him to go to Union to Bixby to give.
Remember, he picked Bixby to win state beginning of the year.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
So
he's there.
There's a chance.
There's a chance.
Yeah. Lincoln Christian, by the way, over Muldrow, 49-7. Lincoln Christian's done that to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Lincoln Christian's only loss this year coming to Shiloh, Arkansas on the road.
On the road. Lincoln Christian would give schools.
Yeah.
in classifications larger than them, at least up through 5A, all they would want. I mean, they'd win a lot of games.
One more score that I want to get to that I overlooked in 6A. Oh, I went to 6A1. I need to go to 6A2.
Oh.
Score there was 41-14 Booker T over Sand Springs.
Yeah, and that was one, again, Ronnie went with the Sandites, kiss of death. But you said this well, I think, last week. This is what's called a compliment, Chris.
Thank you.
You got to try it
from you.
You got to try it sometime.
Hold on. Let me get my full attention.
Document it. Chris.
No, start over.
Oh, you made a great comment last week. Spot on right. You said that Booker T beats the teams they should beat. They rarely anymore beat the teams that are of equal talent or a little better.
Yeah.
And they just seem to just not be able to get it together. Now, they were my preseason pick to win 6A too, so I was looking at all those highly ranked players they have on the squad over there, and they just haven't been able to get.
They lost a few of them.
They did lose a few of them, but they just haven't been able to get it together all year.
You know what family was at Booker T before?
Oh yeah, the Presleys.
Before reaching the point.
That's right, the Presleys. Yeah. Yeah.
Booker T has had players like the Presleys.
Oh, for
decades.
years.
And also football and basketball especially.
Yeah. And listen.
That would sting. I mean, we always talk about it because we're down here in the central part of the state.
Right.
And it'd be fun as far as the media and newspaper writers and broadcasters following all that good stuff because it's really, really interesting. But you kind of forget, there's people at Booker T. Washington going,
what the daylights?
What's going on?
Why are you leaving?
Bartlesville, quarterbacks are moving.
Well, what cracks me up, and we caught a little bit of this heat this week on the Twitters, but we don't have a dog in the fight on the 6A debate. I mean, personally.
Yeah. Oh no.
I mean, it's a fun conversation to talk about. Boy, they're very impassioned on the east side of the state about their 6A football, and they should be very proud of it. They play very, very, very good football on the east side of the state, but it's almost
just ask them. Just ask them.
but you might, but if they're being fair and balanced, 5A historically has been dominated by the west side of the state, and we had a conversation a couple weeks ago or last week where we were talking about that, and one of the comments was you could take Del City. Coweta.
No, it was the Middale schools.
It was Middale.
Midwest City, Carl Albert.
Yeah. And put them all together, and Bixby still beats them by 50. Well, we're not going to argue with you about that. We tend to agree with that.
I don't know about 50.
I don't know about 50. There's a lot of good. There's Del City alone's got 3 Division I kids that have committed, but
Carl Albert has one for sure.
Yeah, but the point's well taken.
Midwest City has one for sure.
Yeah, but the point's well taken.
Yeah.
I mean, 6A football has been dominated by the east side of the state.
Yeah.
And all you got to do is look at the box scores. You can see that. Mm-hmm. And to be quite frank, in 4A, in 3A, the east side of the state has been pretty darn dominant as well in 3A with all the private schools.
Lincoln Christian, Metro Christian, Cassia Hall, Verdigris. They're not private, but
Cassia Hall's
Cassia Hall.
Who am I thinking of? One state 2 years in a row.
Lincoln Christian?
No. What's the
Holland Hall?
Holland Hall.
Yes.
Holland Hall over there. So we say this all the time. We're all Oklahomans. I'm proud of all the kids, but some people get a little testy.
They root for that school, so they're going to be
okay. That's okay.
Yeah, it's good to be Homer.
Oh yeah, if you want to be a Homer, that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love home.
You like Homer Simpson?
Love Homer Simpson. That's why I cut my hair this way. Dope. Yeah, that's right.
Phil, Jaden Chappell watching us on Guthrie News Page Facebook. He says, thank you for lunch.
Anytime, Jaden. I got to say this real quick. Jaden Chappell, he's my favorite Jaden in the whole world. He's in my top 10 of all people in the world. And you know that to be true. I really feel that way.
Told 12 other people that today too, but.
No, I didn't. No. That's not true.
Okay.
No, I feel that way about Jaden. I told him the other day he could have whatever was left over. Now, if I get diagnosed with a dreadful thing, I'm going straight to the casino. I'm betting big, and I'm going to stay there till it's all gone.
Double it up for him? Oh, no, till it's gone.
I mean, the odds are on the house's side. Yeah. I mean, I've got a fighting chance.
It supports education.
Supports education. Yeah. No, I mean, I've got a fighting chance, but
is this a good time to plug Generations Church?
Love me some Jaden Chappell. Yeah, let's plug Generations Church.
We are presented by Generations Church. Ronnie's watching in parts unknown. He says his picks are in. He also says 8-2 is a good record.
Well, it is. You know what?
That shows you how good.
But you know what?
80% on the show is third place.
We need to tip our hat to Ronnie because he's never been 8-2 before in his life. I think it's only right that we recognize his best week ever at 8-2.
You know what? There's your 8-2. Okay,
there you go.
We'll give it to him.
When you have 3-7 weeks, 4-6 weeks, when 5-5, when you're excited about 5-5, you end up in last place. I mean, it happens.
On our YouTube page, Leonard Moore.
Leo, my Leo boy
says hello.
That's my buddy right there, my best friend in the whole wide world.
He says no different in 6A and 4A football in Kansas.
Yeah, it's the same stuff, Leo. I mean, all the states have the same makeup, it seems like. It is kind of unusual, like in Kansas, where Leonard and I grew up, the bigger schools are spread out more, right? Mm-hmm. So you'll have a lot of them up in the Kansas City's areas, the Olathes, the Overland Parks up in that area. And you'll have your Manhattans, your Lawrence Highs, your Dodge Cities, your Garden Cities, your Hayes.
Eureka's.
But they're spread out everywhere. Eureka's a powerhouse in 4A football.
Well, then you have Hayes on the other side of the state, right?
Oh, yeah. Hayes might as well be in Colorado.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
In fact, you get fuel there before you get to Colorado.
First time I ever drove to Hayes, I thought, okay, this may not be the end of the world.
That's Guyman.
But no. Hayes is the same way. And then the first time I decided, the kids were a little, Tony, I said we're going to drive to Denver. And that drive from Hayes, Kansas to Denver, I wanted somebody to cut my head off by the time we got there. It was the most boring drive in the history of the world. It's terrible.
All right, we're up against a break here on the High School Huddle. When we come back, we're going to take a look at some of the playoff scenarios. It's like my favorite time of the year. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, here we go.
I got 8 pages. We won't go through. I won't bore it with y'all unless you want me to. Of playoff scenarios for teams out there. So if you have a specific team out there that you want to have the breakdown, just put in the message and we will talk about that specific team. But we'll try to get some of the highlights of the district scenarios this week. We still got our top 5 rankings, and we also have our top 10 games coming up here in a few moments. This is the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by 2 combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours. It is amazing. And we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
Mm-hmm. We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
It is a High School Huddle here on a Wednesday night. Week 10 is upon us.
It is upon us.
Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. We are without the services of Ronnie Phillips. He'll be with us next week as we get set for the first round of the Oklahoma playoffs. And we have brackets that are partially filled out.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Phil, this year in 6A1 and 6A2, in each of those classes, there's 14 teams.
Yeah.
12 of them will make the playoffs.
YMCA rules. Everybody's a winner.
Well, I think the coaches. Obviously the coaches wanted that in there.
I think
but like Bixby and Union, they're going to finish first in the district.
Yeah.
Now Bixby might share a one loss but they would still win district. But they get a bye.
You're having a hard time making a straight face when you say this.
Union gets a bye. They are the district champions.
Yeah.
They clinch that up pretty quick.
Oh yeah.
Norman North finishing second. They get a bye. And Mustang, who finished second, they get a bye.
Yeah.
And so they will be playing. Last couple of years, they've been having Thanksgiving weekend off.
You had to win 3 to win the gold ball in the playoffs.
Now you got to win 4.
Yeah. Which I like that.
1, 2,
and the kids like that. You want to play one more game. You play every game you can.
Yeah.
You know.
So 12 of the 14 teams in each 6A1 and 6A2 will make the playoffs. So.
Yep.
But when you look at 6A1, Norman North, it looks like they will finish second. Norman North plays Enid this week.
Much improved Enid.
Yes. Broken Arrow, if they can beat more this week. Broken Arrow 3-6, by the way. If a win there, they finish fourth.
3-6.
Yeah. Enid looks like more than likely could finish fifth.
Yeah.
And
but they have no chance of winning. Of getting in the playoffs? Are they done?
No, Enid's in the playoffs.
Enid is in the playoffs.
Yeah. Enid finishes fourth with a win over Norman North. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And a Broken Arrow loss. So they need a couple things.
I'm sorry. Yeah, there's 4. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean, they could be out of the playoffs too.
Yes.
I mean, there's that. Westmore can finish 6th if they lose to Southmore, and Moore wins. Moore can finish 6th with a win and a Westmore loss.
Yeah.
So Westmore's not losing to Southmore this year. So that's not going to happen. Game we'll talk about here in a little bit. Stillwater Muskogee for the district championship. That'll decide 1-2.
To me, that has more intrigue. I know it's not as big of a game, obviously, with ESPN2 covering Jinx and Bixby, but I think if you just love high school football in Oklahoma, I think that might be a more intriguing game overall.
In 6A, continue 6A1, District 1, Booker T's 3rd, Sand Springs 4th.
Yeah.
Tahlequah at Bartlesville decides 5 and 6 in 6A1 or 6A2, District 1. It's always very confusing.
Yeah.
6A2, District 2.
That's why I was confused earlier because I forgot there's top 6 get in.
It's top 6.
So every other classification, 5A and below, it's top 4.
Top 4, yeah.
So that's why I was confused earlier. Yeah.
6A2, District 2, Choctaw clinches the title with a win over Ponca City. Probably going to happen there.
Ponca in the playoffs.
Ponca's 5-1 in district play.
That's awesome.
I mean, they'll finish 5-2 more than likely.
But I'm so happy for the Ponca City kids and that staff, the community.
Coach Harmon.
Yeah, he's such a good dude. He's a good coach. And, I mean, Ponca's, as a community, over the last 20, they've struggled with a lot of industry leaving, a lot of population base leaving. And it's just a great community. I love Ponca City.
Yeah, no doubt. Moving over to Class 5A, really, we're just kind of waiting on to see how 5A1 finishes out. There's a few scenarios in 5A4 as well, but 5A2 and 5A3 are pretty much set. Carlwood's the champion in 5A2. McGinnis is the runner-up. Guthrie's going to be finished third. They're going to be heavy favorite against Shawnee this week. Shawnee about to go 0-10.
Which, if you'd have told me that, I mean, there, in Guthrie and in that 5A2 district, there was times when Shawnee only won state championships, and they were always 1 or 2, it seemed like, in their district, and they were always a no loss, a 1 loss, or at worst case scenario, a 2-loss team every year going into the playoffs. And it goes to show what happens. These smaller communities around these larger communities, a lot of people are choosing to move their kids to those smaller communities for school.
Yeah, it's a couple of things. I think what happened with Shawnee is they moved up to 6A.
Yeah,
for a little bit.
Well, that hurt them.
They could not compete at all, and they couldn't get down to 5A fast enough. But by that time,
had a lot of kids moving.
And then you're trying to get back to 5A, trying to get things going, and then North Rock Creek, which was a K-8 school, goes to high school, and they start bringing athletics, and now they lose. North Rock Creek is already a large school in Oklahoma, so it's going to take some time to build that back up.
Well, and you've seen that.
Lots of sophomores on this year's squad, but man, they got a process to go through. I mean, just to tell you, Southeast, by the way, very very talented team.
They have a lot of athletes.
They're going to finish over 500 or at 500 this year, and they got some tremendous athletes, and they're able to put some wins together. But last week, Southeast led 48-6 at halftime.
Yeah, the game was over at half. Yeah. Well, and what's happening in Shawnee's, I think, in a worse situation, but it reminds me of Ardmore with Plainview and some of those schools years back. And you're seeing a little bit of that with Lawton schools and Elgin, where a lot of these, Elgin, it seems like yesterday was a 2A school. They're a 5A school now.
Yeah.
So you're seeing more and more folks making these decisions to move out of what in Oklahoma is considered larger communities and going to the smaller schools.
Yeah, no doubt. So, Piedmont's going to finish 4th. Piedmont, by the way, lost for the 15th time. They're now 0-15 against McGinnis.
That's crazy.
But Piedmont will finish 4th, and Piedmont will play the winner between Midwest City and Elgin. Midwest City and Elgin play this week. I do believe that game's still on Friday night.
Oh, it is.
I think I saw still on Friday.
That's one of the few then.
Someone told me that. I haven't seen it, but someone told me that game is still on Friday, and I can see the coaches wanting an extra day to play that game for the district title. So that will decide first and second. We mentioned El Reno's third, and then Noble and Locke MacArthur decide that number 4 spot in 5A. 5A3, Coweta's the champion. They beat Del City and McAllister. It does look like Del City will finish second. McAllister should finish third, and Sapulpa should finish 4th in that one. Grove, we do know in 5A4, Grove, Kelly, Collinsville, and Claremore are in the playoffs. It's those 4 only. How they finish will determine this week, but I would certainly think Grove will finish first, Claremore will finish 4th, and then Bishop, Kelly, and Collinsville play this week for the 2-3 spots. So a home playoff game is on the line between Kelly and Collinsville.
Collinsville, just a 1-loss team, but that schedule's a little suspect over there.
Same thing with Grove.
Yeah. Now, they have very talented kids.
Sure.
They're just not getting that test week in and week out. Of course, Collinsville, 5A state champions from last year, graduated 20 kids, I believe, that contributed. And so, to just have 1 loss through the regular season after graduating that many young men, it's a real testimony, I think, to that program that they've built at Collinsville. And I think Collinsville is one of those teams that has built a program. They'll be around for a while.
4A football, Elk City, they're in. Weatherford is second, Clinton is third in 4A1. Chickasha and Cache will decide the 4 spot there. Bethany, Tuttle, Blanchard, and Newcastle have all qualified for. How about I just throw that out?
District.
How about Bethany, Tuttle, Blanchard? Yeah,
that's a brutal district.
4A2.
That's a brutal. Of course, we got to call a game this year between Guthrie Blue Jays and the Tuttle team, and it was a great ball game. It was really a tale of 2 halves, that game we called. But Tuttle's very, very talented group of young men.
Yeah, I think Tuttle has a conversation to be back in the top 5 in the High School Huddle rankings.
No doubt. Yeah,
we'll talk about that here in a little bit. 4A3 Cushing, undefeated. They are the champions there. Wagner,
they're the gold standard in 4A right now.
Wagner right behind them. 3 losses, but 3 good.
Tell them to who?
Yeah.
Do you have that off the top of your head?
Not right off.
But they're all.
I had it in my head at one time.
Well, they're larger. They were larger schools, I believe, every one of them. If not, maybe in one that was 4A. But all, if there is such a thing as a quality loss, they were all 3 quality losses. And it's Wagner, right? You typically don't bet against Wagner.
Lost to Coweta.
Yeah.
Number 1 team in 5A football. 9-7. Lost to looks like the 5A 4-state champions, Grove, 5A Grove.
Yeah.
Score there was 28-20, which might be the best win for Grove this
I think
year.
that is the best win
behind
for Grove.
them in Collinsville. I would think.
I would say Wagner's a better win than Collinsville this year.
And their other loss, number 1 ranked Cushing.
Yeah, come on now.
1-1 and
come on now.
Top 5 Grove.
You lost to 2 5A schools and top ranked Cushing. And like you said, all 3 of those schools, 2 of them are 1s, and the other one you can argue is 4 or 5 in 5A.
Yeah, Miami Ulaga,
yeah,
Mustangs.
Love that name.
McLean battling for the last 2 playoff spots. McLean is at Ulaga this week. 4A4 Hilldale. We really haven't talked about them. They're 7-2. Poto in that district. We talked a lot about them. They're 7-2. Broken Bow.
Yep.
We've talked about them the last several weeks. They're 7-2. So that will probably come down to points because all 3 teams have beaten each other there. So we'll see how that plays out. 1, 2, 3. So a good team. It's either Hilldale, Poto, or Broken Bow.
Stay home.
I think it'd be Broken Bow probably on the road.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how that plays out.
A lot left to be decided.
Yeah.
There.
So that's 4A football. 3A football, Metro Christian. They are the champion. Perkins, I think they have a spot.
They got an
argument for the top 5 this week. Their second. Kingfisher with the win last week is in the playoffs, and they play Anadarko this week to decide the 3A2 third and 4th spot there. Heritage Hall at Marlow decides 1st and 2nd this week in 3A2. Plainview hosts Sulphur this week. 3A3 football, Lincoln Christian is the champion. Muldrow coming off a loss. Stigler and Berry Hill. I mean, that's a good. How about that, Phil?
That's pretty
Lincoln
strong.
Christian, Muldrow, Stigler, and Berry Hill.
Yeah.
And Lincoln Christian went through it like,
nothing.
Yeah, but that will decide that. Muldrow is off this week. They're done. So Hayes in the barn.
Yeah.
They're 8-2. So Stigler's at Shakota, should be a victory there. Berry Hill visits Seminole, should be a victory there. Let the points decide it from there. So it looks like Berry Hill would probably be the odd team out on the playoff path there. 3A4 Verdigris is the capture the district championship with a victory over the Inola Longhorns. Cashville hosts Dewey in 3A4. And we won't go too much further because we got to get to the High School Huddle top 5. But we did have a question. They want we appreciate this on our YouTube page.
Yeah.
Lane wants to talk about Veneta. The Hornets. They played in a tough district.
Oh, yeah.
Rejoice Christian.
Very tough.
Undefeated. Number 2 team all season long in the 2A rankings.
Yeah.
They got a great quarterback who's expected to be back for the playoffs, has been out. Rejoice Christian is undefeated, and Claremore Sequoia is going to finish the runner-up. Pahuska, we haven't really talked about a whole lot as the season's gone on, but Pahuska 6-3, they've qualified. Veneta, here's what Veneta is. They're 7-2 overall, 4-2 in district play. Something tells me Rejoice Christian and Claremore Sequoia got them. I can pull up here in just a second.
I would say that's probably right.
That's just a very good guess.
I think that's what you call an educated guess, Chris.
Yeah, they see here. Lost to Rejoice Christian, 55-28, and lost to Sequoia Claremore, 22-21. So
Veneta plays some football. They always can, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they're,
Veneta with the win over Salina this week, Salina 5-4 on the year, and Veneta is in.
Yeah.
Or a Pahuska loss to Rejoice Christian. Eliminate that. You better go win your football game.
Yeah.
Salina qualifies with a win plus a Pahuska win. So Veneta looks like
they're going
Lane, in. They're there, Lane.
Yeah.
They are there.
Yeah.
2A football, very, very talented there. So those are just some of the district scenarios. Again, I kind of geek out, and I'm not going to take up the entire show on that because I can do it real fast. But
you didn't even say you're welcome for all the homework.
I appreciate all the scenarios, Phil. You were up working so late on that. Your
Midnight
dedication to the huddle is unbelievable.
Unsurpassed. Yeah, I know. You don't see me taking time off to go to Florida.
No, I don't. I sure don't.
Is it Florida or Georgia?
They broke up.
Oh.
The line, the line between Florida and Georgia.
I've only got 17 other country acts I need to break up. And then
you roll the window down.
Country music will be back when we get
popping out of the Guthrie Lake water.
No.
Yeah, they broke up.
Well, it's about time.
All right, let's get to the High School Huddle top 5 rankings. Again, I don't have graphics this week.
Oh, this is
killing me. It's going to be so weird not to have graphics on here.
I'm actually glad Ronnie's not here to see this.
Oh no, he's already said I'm
We'd
not
never
here.
hear the end of it.
He said I don't show up and it all goes there.
Everything goes, yeah.
And we had internet issues.
Oh yeah.
But hey, we're up and running, so that's something. That's something. So, Class A football. I'm going off of memory here.
Well, we don't have to do that. Just a second.
I do know this one. No, this one's Class A.
Okay.
Well, you're looking at the individual ones. Class A rankings. Number 5, Tonkawa.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
We both have Tonkawa at the number 5 spot. Ronnie went with Colcord.
Well, Ronnie's 7 games back.
Right. Tonkawa only one loss to a top 5 team in Hominy.
Yep.
Colcord has played
Yeah.
not very many.
Well, remember, Ronnie doesn't like to talk about those kind of
things.
Okay,
all right.
Yeah.
Hominy is number 4. They're 9-0. Fairview, number 3. They are 9-0. Gore, number 2. They are 9-0. And the Blue Devils of Ringling remain number 1. They've been there all season long.
Yeah.
They are also 9-0.
Yeah. That checks.
Those are the Class A rankings. Class 2A rankings. Trying to remember here. I don't think I got my way in 2A rankings.
I think 5 is Vian. Is that correct? You didn't bring the sheet?
Well, I threw it away because I thought the graphics
You had
were
one
done.
job.
Well, I did my job all day Monday.
Well,
checked it on Tuesday.
Did you secure the ball all the way to the ground?
I secured it digitally.
Doesn't look like you. Well, where's it at?
Well, it's in the cloud.
That's absolutely right. Did not secure the ball all the way to the ground.
I do know this. Washington's number 1.
Oh yeah.
Rejoice Christian's number 2.
Absolutely.
Millwood's number 3.
Eufaula's 4.
And Vian's 5. Or
That's
you can
correct.
reverse them. I personally have Vian at number 4 because those 2 losses.
Correct.
I think.
Correct. Good losses. Yeah.
So there is a good thing. There is a thing called a good loss.
Well, I mean, I think so.
I think so too.
No, I mean, you can't. Nobody wants to lose. I mean, excuse me, but I don't think there's any question if your 3 losses go back to Wagner's 2 number 1s, 1 in 5A, 1 in 4A. You're 4A. Both teams undefeated, and then your 3rd loss is to arguably the number 5 ranked team in 5A, a classification higher than you, and they were all close games. Well, yeah, I think those are good losses.
I agree.
It's no doubt.
All right. Gave me enough time to think about
Yeah,
this.
that's what I was doing. It's called a filler, Chris.
3A top 5 rankings with no graphics this week.
Oh, boy.
Lincoln Christian, number 1 team, 8-1. Metro Christian, number 2, 9-0. So Metro Christian should be number 1 because they haven't lost a game, right?
According to Ronnie, yes.
Well, and
everybody else. Yeah. Well, they don't look any deeper than that.
If Metro Christian play,
I mean, we got scenarios. You've almost got me convinced to flop my prediction in 6A1 with your scenarios that we'll get to here in a few minutes.
Metro Christian, number 2, 9-0. Heritage Hall at number 3 with an 8-1 record. And I think this is where the High School Huddle goes off of what I had down. Let's see here, 3A. Yes, I think Verdigris was number 4, and Perkins
number 5
at number 5, and that's not a good spot to be at if you're Perkins.
No, 5 usually equals a loss the week we put you in
all classes.
Yeah,
almost.
That's right.
I mean, we've had different ones in 6A1, 6A2, 5A, 4. Yeah, all the classes have.
Send all emails to chris@secondbananamedia.com.
So Perkins in the top 5, the PT Deers.
Yeah, they're doing good.
They are.
Yep.
All right, moving on to the Class 4A rankings. Number 1, Cushing Tigers. I do believe the only undefeated team left in Class 4A football. Elk City, number 2. Bethany, number 3.
I think those should be flipped.
Very easily could be. And I want to make sure I get 4 and 5 right here. I tell you.
One begins with the P, one begins with the T.
The digital world, it's great when it works, Phil.
You can't put all your eggs in one basket.
Okay, I was making sure. Yes. Poto is number 4, and Tuttle is number 5.
Yeah.
I have Wagner at number 4 for all the reasons why I said earlier.
I know. And that's a very, very strong argument.
Tuttle has a better record than Wagner does, but Wagner has played a tough schedule. So,
well, listen,
there's an argument for both. There's an argument for both.
Well, you can make a strong argument that Wagner, based on those losses, could be as high as 3. The 3. I mean, you can.
You can make an argument.
Yeah.
Because if Bethany plays Wagner's schedule, what's Bethany's
I can make an argument they could be 2. I really could.
If Elk City plays Wagner's schedule, what's Elk City's
exactly?
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So I don't, I'm not, I'll just say this. Don't be too shocked if a 3-loss Wagner team finds its way in the state championship game.
And it's everyone, there's so many different rankings.
Yeah.
The college football playoff rankings, the AP rankings, newspaper rankings,
High
School Huddle rankings.
Well, that's the only one that's right. Right. Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah. Well, you're a little off on 6A.
But that's what's great about it.
It is.
It's different polls.
It's all opinions. It means nothing.
It means absolutely nothing except for because they play the games on the field.
Well, it meant something to that guy that lives in Bixby.
Oh, yeah. It's, it means
both barrels.
Yeah. It does mean something to him.
Jeez.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we do appreciate the views. Yeah, it's good.
You know what? I could have gone to the Twitter feed because we have a Twitter feed, High School Huddle, at High School Huddle, HUDL, if you wanted to follow.
Yeah. My favorite quote of this gentleman was, I couldn't even watch the whole thing. He was talking about a short we did.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Phil, we have some movement in Class 5A this week.
Oh, yeah.
Number 1, Coweta, undisputed. Number 1 team.
Yeah, undisputed.
Number 2 in the High School Huddle polls is the Carl Albert Titans. They did not play last week. They finished up the season this week with Piedmont.
I believe our preseason pick to win 5A.
Yeah.
Carl Albert.
Yeah. Bishop McGinnis at number 3.
I struggle with that one a little bit.
That's what I have. Is that the?
That's right. No, that's right.
Was that right?
That is right.
Okay. I want to make sure I get this right.
I have them at 3 too, but I struggled with who was 3 and who was 4.
Okay. Del City 4 and Grove for the first time at number 5 in the Huddle rankings. And this is the first time with Grove coming into the High School Huddle top 5. It's the first time that it's not a 5A2 or 5A3 school.
Yeah.
5A1 has not been there all season long with Midwest City, probably the best team there. Grove, the best team in 5A4, make their debut in the top 5.
Well, and we talked about this, but, Grove's most quality win this year is against that good Wagner team, very good Wagner team.
Yep.
Right? When you look at Bishop McGinnis.
And then Collinsville after that.
Correct. You look at Bishop McGinnis. So if you go down the line, Coweta, they have wins over Wagner.
Del City.
McAllister.
There's one more.
Soon to be whoever they're playing this week.
Yeah.
I mean, so they've got really quality wins. Carl Albert.
They beat Carl Albert.
Oh, yes. Run
rule Carl Albert.
That's right. Run rule Carl Albert. Now, Carl Albert's quarterback went down early, and now that's all part of the game. We get that, but still, it matters. Carl Albert's 2 losses were to Coweta, where they lost their quarterback, and then they had their backup quarterback in when they lost to now, I believe, number 3 ranked in the High School Huddle. I don't know that for certain, but 2 or 3 in 6A2, Muskogee. So, again, you talk about quality losses. Those are quality losses. Carl Albert is 16 state championships at Carl Albert. I mean, they're the kings of 5A football, have been for 4,000 years. There's been other teams. Guthrie's won 4 over the years.
And they're from the west side.
They're from the west side. Yeah. See, I don't know what that means. Evidently, it doesn't mean anything if you're not a 6A or 6A1 school. But Bishop McGinnis's sole loss is to Carl Albert.
Late in the ball game.
The
entire time.
Less than a minute left in the game.
Yep.
I would say their best win of the year is Guthrie. Wouldn't you agree with that? McGinnis's?
Yeah.
Right? Then you go to Del City. Their 2 losses is to Coweta in overtime by 1, and to McAllister, who I would have at 6.
In overtime.
And so, and then, of course, Grove, currently undefeated.
Yeah, and so, McAllister out of the top 5 for the first time all season long.
And the team that really put me over the top to get Grove in the top 5 was the Wagner win.
Yeah.
The Collinsville win, with all due respect to the Collinsville program, it's not as strong as we became accustomed to them being.
Yeah, Emmanuel Crawford, very, very talented running back.
Very talented.
And, it's crazy to think that Grove and Elgin, now Grove's been in 5A
for a minute.
But Grove and Elgin in 5A football now. Elgin got a big game this week.
Usually the only time I'm in Grove is going to the lake.
Yeah. Passing through it. Yeah. 6A2 top 5 rankings here on the High School Huddle. Number 1, Stillwater, 9-0. Choctaw is at number 2, 8-1. Muskogee, number 3, 9-0. Deer Creek, number 4, with an 8-1 record. Booker T, 5-4 at the 5 spot. I personally have Muskogee at the number 2 spot.
Yeah.
Because they're undefeated, so you have to move them up no matter what.
Well, that's the rule.
Yeah, it's a rule.
Yeah.
And then 6A1 football.
Oh, boy, here we go. We were doing so good. I mean, it's just, I don't even know what to say to this.
This will be about 5 tweets.
Oh, this
4 hate emails.
Oh, it could
2
be
Facebook messages.
I'm glad to give you my address and phone number if you'd like to talk, or come over and have a cup of coffee and talk about it.
Mustang.
Yep.
No, excuse me. Jinx at number 5.
At 5, yeah.
I have him at number 4.
Yep. You have him ahead of Norman North?
No.
Oh, you have Mustang. Oh,
yeah.
I got you. You got Mustang at 5.
I do have Mustang.
Yeah.
Jinx 5. Yep. Mustang 4.
Yep.
Norman North 3.
Yep.
Bixby 2.
Yep.
And Union 1.
Yep.
Union Bixby 9-0. District champions.
58 game winning streak.
Right now, Union with 2 top 5 victories under their belt.
Over who?
Jinx and you're gonna make me look it up.
Was it Norman? Was it Mustang? Was it Mustang?
Might have been Mustang.
I think it was Mustang.
Breaking this Union Bixby thing down.
Yeah.
After I got a police escort home. Let's see here.
Is the top 5 better in 6A2 or 6A1? Top to bottom. 6A1.
Well, you can find all the teams together in state to play Bixby. They're going to lose to Bixby by 3 touchdowns.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree. Even Union.
Yeah. Just ask them all. Yes, they beat Mustang. But that game was 53-21.
I'm dying to hear your scenarios on Union or how Jinx beats. That's next segment.
That's next segment.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. So Union. So what's your reasoning?
What happens? The weather delays the ESPN2 Jinx.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Well, that's an asterisk.
We'll never know.
Well, I need to check out the meteorology map.
We'll never know. Could happen.
Union would finish 10-0. Bixby would finish 9-0 if that game's not played.
Yeah, well then I'd probably have to flip my vote. So what is your logic in having Union ahead of Bixby? Walk me through. Break it down for me.
Well, I went with them early on.
Okay, being true to yourself.
True to myself.
You had Bixby at 3.
I did.
Sorry, I really want to hear this. Go ahead.
But after Friday night's game, if Bixby wins by a couple of touchdowns, then I got to reevaluate. Now, Bixby would have 2 top 5 victories.
Yeah.
Union would have 2 top 5
Do they have any top 5 victories?
Union? Bixby 1.
Over who?
Norman North.
Here we go.
Yeah, Norman North.
Okay. What was the score in that?
Bixby beat Norman North 63-7.
Oh, it was a tight ball game. Now you have Norman North ranked where in your poll? Whoa. You have Norman North ranked where?
Number 3.
3. Quite a separation between 2 and 3 in old 6A1, isn't it?
What was the weather that day? Was Norman? What was Norman North? Bixby might have been played at the right time. It might have been a sleeper week. Norman North overlooking Bixby.
So I have been firmly on the Bixby train all year. Correct?
Right. See, Bixby for Norman North. Bixby was in the middle of Yukon and Broken Arrow, and if you don't get Bixby your full attention, you could slip up and lose 63-7.
So last night, after we see this retweet from our new friend over in Bixby,
two of them.
I told Chris, I said, he's almost got me ready to switch my vote over to you.
Now, next week, I could have Bixby number 1.
No, you could. Because you have scenarios where Jinx is going to win this game.
There's some
scenarios. Yeah. Well, I can't wait to hear them. I'm sure they're very thought-provoking, and as our good friend Dr. Mike Simpson says, we'll give them the consideration they deserve.
All right. Final timeout, come back. How does Jinx win it?
Oh, sorry. Did I laugh out loud?
Not stay close, how they can win it.
Did I laugh out loud? I never thought I would laugh out loud about somebody saying Jinx is going to win a football game.
It's crazy, huh?
It really
the
is.
The two-time defending state champions?
Yeah. No, they lost kids in the portal.
Yeah.
So
to Union. And others.
Well, I mean, if Bixby played their cards right, they're one.
So if you win 6A2 25 years in a row, does it automatically mean you're 6A1 state champions?
Well, I think what we're talking about, excuse me. I think what I'm talking about is not so much the $4 million straight game winning streak they have, the largest in the United States of America, I might add right now, but nationwide, right? But I think for me, it's how they've absolutely dismantled everybody this year.
I can add it up real quick.
We'll do that real quick.
14 plus 3, 17, 24, 38, 48, 55, 61. Giving up 68 points this year.
And how many have they scored? You need a calculator?
49 plus 59. Yeah, I would need a calculator.
What's the lowest amount of points they've scored in a game this year?
Lowest amount of points they've scored, 64, 73, 77, 77, 80, 63, 67. First game of the year, 49.
49 was the fewest points this team scored all year. Chris and his brother think that team is not going to win state. Go ahead.
Yeah, because Union's not on the schedule.
Oh, I know.
Until the championship
game.
game.
We can't wait for it.
Yeah.
Can't wait for it. Am I going to be able to call that game after all this back and forth?
Owasso, by the way, for the record, Bixby beat Owasso 49-14. Owasso was in that game early on. If Owasso
First half.
Yeah, if they score early.
Yeah. You left out the often part they should have done in the first half.
They might only lose by 3 touchdowns.
Final
timeout. Come back. Top 10 games of the week. This is the High School Huddle.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours. It is amazing. And we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
Mm-hmm. We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by 2 combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
Final segment here on the High School Huddle. Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. We are without the presence of Ronnie Phillips.
In timeout.
He's in timeout. He's on a bye week this week. It is now time for our top 10 games. We did allow Ronnie to submit his picks for this week. We have moved that over to the OSSAA for their final decision.
Approval, yeah.
And we'll get their ruling next week.
Yep.
It could come as early as tomorrow if Ronnie's picks are allowed to go over to the season overall. Right. You had missed earlier this year.
Mine was approved.
Yours was approved.
Yeah. I'm a little nicer than Ronnie.
Yes. Well, and the threats were pretty.
Well, they're pretty drastic.
Yeah.
I regret a couple of those.
Yeah. But you were in. You got him in. You got him in. Yeah. I was asked if, and I think I answered it. I want to make sure I'm clear on the record. I mean, it is early voting time. It is election season. I want to be clear.
Early and often.
Let me be clear.
Yeah.
I was Coach Oliver asked if Bixby wins this week, will I consider them moving to number one? Yes.
Yeah, he'll consider it.
Yes, because
you'll give it the consideration it deserves.
No, I will give it full consideration.
Full consideration.
I do every week. Okay. I just haven't been able to find it yet. Again, Union two top 5 victories this year. Bixby only one.
Yeah.
So.
I know
they won a lot of games in a row.
They beat everybody they played.
But Presley played in a lot of those games. He's not playing against Union this year.
No, he's not.
Or Jinx this week.
No. Hey, and you don't replace Presley.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't.
So, I don't know. Could be good. Could be interesting.
Could be.
All right. Some of the games that we're not picking this week. Oh. Rejoice Christian at Pawhuska. We talked a little bit about that. Drummond, the quarterback at Pawhuska, he's committed to South Dakota.
He's senior?
Senior, yes.
Wow.
Almost. He'll go over 3,000 yards passing this year, 25 touchdowns. All in all, is that Jay, the mascot for Jay?
The Jay Jackals.
Jackals, close. Bulldogs. Famous person from Jay.
John Wayne, the Duke's grandson. Tommy Morrison.
Yeah. Tommy Duke.
You didn't know that was John Wayne's grandson?
I did not know that.
Well, I don't know if it is either.
Okay, it sounds good. McLean at Oologah, Claremore at Collinsville. That decides 2-3 in that district. Edison at Rogers. Norman at Owasso. Moore at Broken Arrow.
Yeah.
Moore at Broken Arrow. Those are some
that
of the games.
Moore Broken Arrow would have been a fun one to pick.
Hey, I forgot to put this at the top of the broadcast. 60 seconds.
Yeah,
we'll get to it.
Go ahead.
Congratulations to all the cross-country state champions.
Yes.
We were there for the production of that, and congratulations to all the winners and all the all-staters. And if you just cross the line, you're a winner.
Let me tell you right now, we after about halfway through, long production day, very long day.
Very long.
But very entertaining. It was good. It didn't drag, it wasn't misery, it was good. But it's just a long day, especially when the night before you put in about 7 hours with production, tear down, set up, calling a game. So it was a long day.
Travel,
all that stuff. So
dinner.
But I looked at Chris and I go, why would anybody do this to themselves?
Yeah.
I mean, now these kids are so tough mentally and physically. It's unbelievable.
And to back your point, Phil, we were the finish line was over here. The medical tent was over here. Oh. So we were right in the middle. So we saw
they were in the ambulance 3 times.
Yeah.
I mean, it was insane.
Yeah.
These kids leave it all on the course. It's unbelievable. And let me tell you this. The state of Oklahoma, they have some runners. I mean, they have some kids you can be really proud of.
Or there's a boy from Meeker.
Boy from Meeker, girl from Norman North. Edmond North is an absolute monster.
Piedmont won.
Just a sophomore.
Yeah, Piedmont won both boys and girls in 5A.
Yeah, by a mile.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you did. By a mile. Yeah.
Piedmont wins every sport.
Now they'll qualify for the football playoffs.
No.
And they made the semis one
year. Yeah. No, but they're at an elite level in the majority of the sports.
Yes.
I mean, they've got a lot to be proud of in Piedmont
softball
sports programs.
Back-to-back state champions. Yep. Baseball always gets to the state baseball tournament.
Running,
cross country, girls basketball. I think it might be time for them to move to 6A, and that'd be a.
They got 6A numbers now, don't they?
I think they will next. I think they will next year. Yeah.
I mean, they're the largest 5A school
currently. Yes, this year. Okay, I forgot about our cross country runners. Congratulations!
Yeah, great job, guys.
So the next state championships coming up is game day cheer. That's November 11th and 12th at Moore High School, and then it's the football championships for the fall sports. Winter sports are practicing. Here we go, Phil.
You were a flyer, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yes.
I was base.
All right, let's go to the top 10 games of the week here on the High School Huddle. The first one is Bethany at Newcastle. Bethany 8-1, Newcastle 7-2. Bethany and Tuttle and Blanchard are in a three-way tie for first in that 4A2 district there. If those teams win this week, it will come down to points. Bethany has 63, Tuttle 56, Blanchard, I think, 53. But anyway, Tuttle beat Bethany earlier this year. Blanchard defeated Tuttle. Bethany topped Blanchard. So blah, 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 blah. Bethany at Blanchard. I'm on the clock. Let me go with the first pick here.
I think Newcastle, are they a one-loss team?
They are two loss
now.
Two loss.
That's right. They were one loss going into Bethany last week. Yeah.
And
or Tuttle, I should say, right? No, they lost to Tuttle and is that right? Yeah, Tuttle beat them late.
I think, yes.
I believe, yeah. Sorry about that.
You're going to talk me into it, yes.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Now, I picked Bethany last week. Didn't you pick Bethany last week?
I've been on the Bethany train for
the Broncos.
a long time.
We have them at number 3. You think it should be number 2?
I think they should be 2. I really do. I think they're better than Elk City.
So with that, I will go with the Bethany Broncos to win it over Newcastle.
Well, now, usually I'm in the middle, and Ronnie sits here, so that means Ronnie would go next.
Okay. Ronnie picks Bethany.
Yeah. Well, 3 for 3. Bethany
3
wins.
for 3. All 3 of us go with Bethany. Again, we are on our backup. Just like high school football, college football, and pro.
You got to do what you got to do. You got to play through it.
You got to have 2 quarterbacks.
You got to play through
here,
it.
you got to have 2 internets. There it is. We talked long enough.
Play through it.
For our video audience, all 3 of us pick Bethany. The number 9 game of the week features the Class 2A matchup. The Chandler Lions 6-3 on the road to the Luther Lions, who are also 6-3. I don't know what you're going to go with, Phil, but I'm going with the Lions to win this one. You're first. I'm not going to
No, Ronnie's first.
Okay. Ronnie on the screen has gone with Chandler to win that one. Jones. Yeah, they won the 2A2. I'm talking 2A2 football right now. Jones has won the title, but this is still the one here. Luther has won 5 of the last 6. Chandler has lost 2 of the last 3. Ooh. The winner hosts a playoff game. The right for number 2 this week.
Yeah. I'm going against my better judgment, and I'm agreeing with Ronnie. I'm going Chandler. Doing that out of respect for Tony Wilson.
Earlier this year, I went with Chandler. What game was that? And they got drilled.
Yeah. Learn your lesson.
You 2 picked the other Jones. It was Jones.
It was Jones.
It was Jones. Yeah. Got blown out. Chandler did.
Yeah.
Learned my lesson.
Yeah. Luther again, huh?
Luther's at home.
Yeah.
I think this is the toughest game to pick.
I think Stillwater Muskogee's tougher.
This one's tough. I'm 2 games behind you.
I know. No, you got to make a move.
But I got to go.
Because it ends the regular season. We have a regular season champion and then a playoff champion.
Well, if that's the case, then I have to go with Luther then.
Go right ahead. I may be bullying into this.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I've gone back and forth on this one. I should have called Tony to get the full. Okay, let me get this one more time. Luther's won 5 of the last 6.
Who they beat? You didn't go that deep, did you?
I didn't go that deep.
Well, you should have.
Yeah. Too lost 2 of its last 3. They're not playing good.
Who'd they lose to? No, too late now. No, too late now.
All right. I'm going with the home team. I'm going with the hot team. Give me Luther.
Oh, boy. I'm going to have a 3-game lead after this week.
You said that last week, and take a quick timeout here as we take a look at the records from last week. Yeah. There it is, 10-0.
That was a good job. I took one for the team, and I would have been 10-0.
But you didn't.
9-1.
You could have picked Luther too.
Well,
but you didn't do that.
Well, Chandler's going to win. So
Phil's 9-1 last week. Ronnie 8-2.
Yeah.
Overall standings there. So
2 games up on Chris. A lot riding on this.
So we have one disagreement so far.
So far, I think we might have another down
Come on, Luther. Come on, Luther. All right. We move to game number 8. It is Stratford 8-1, 5-1 in District A4. They're on the road at the number 1 Blue Devils of Ringling High School. 9-0, 6-0. Ringling, defending state runner-ups a year ago. They have breezed through the entire season. 37 points a game. Stratford has had a good year. They've won 3 in a row.
Yep. Ringling wins big.
I go first.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Say it.
Ronnie went with Ringling as well in his pick.
Oh, you don't care about order if you're putting Ronnie up there first.
Well, it was already on. It saved me work. It saved me work there.
Fine.
So
just put the Devils up there. Yeah. We all know it's
all 3 going with the Blue Devils. Yeah. I love the mascot.
Hard to pick against them.
Yeah. Looks like the Duke Blue Devils.
It does.
Bill Selfcut
might get a cease and desist on that.
Yeah. All right. So we all agree with Ringling. Number 7 game of the top 5 featuring a 5A4 matchup. Bishop Kelly on the road at Grove. Grove 9-0, looking for a perfect season in 5A football. Kelly 5-4, trying to stay away from the 5-5 record. Emmanuel Crawford, we can't brag enough about him. Grove can finish his first undefeated regular season since 2008. Crawford, 1,350 rushing yards and 29 touchdowns overall. Comments, so Bishop Kelly, 4-game win streak.
Yeah, 4-game win streak.
So, Ronnie, for our audio audience on our podcast, has gone with the Ridge Runners of Grove High School to go undefeated.
I believe you're next.
Nope.
You're already out of order.
You went out of order.
I should have went first last time.
Chris went with Bethany.
And then it was Ronnie, and then I should have went first last time.
No, Ronnie's not here. It's just us 2.
Oh, so that's how we're doing this? We don't count Ronnie?
No.
This is ridiculous. See, this proves that you plot these games out.
No, they're not here. Ronnie's not here.
This proves my whole point.
Grove
wins.
Listen, we knew how Ronnie picked yesterday when he submitted his.
I moved on. Grove wins.
He should have sent it to me personally without you seeing him.
Grove wins.
All right. Yeah, I don't think it's close.
No, I don't either.
I think Grove with Crawford wins it fairly easy there. Ridge Runner, 10-0, looking to go undefeated again for the first time since 2008. I'm going first on this one, Phil, so don't jump the gun here.
No, I know. You and your private schools.
Class 2A matchup, Tulsa Victory Christian, 6-3, 5-1 in the district at Kiefer. Oh. Kiefer used to have the commercials. Water commercials?
What's Kiefer's record, Chris?
Kiefer, 9-0.
Yeah.
6-0 in district play.
Yeah.
This is for the district championship. District championship. Let's see here. Teams that scored fair last season. Victory won 58-42.
Yeah.
And I honestly couldn't tell you graduation numbers or any of that good stuff. But I must pick a winner, Phil.
Yes, you do.
I must pick the winner, and I am going with Victory Christian.
Me as well, Victory Christian.
Oh, I just knew you might go with Kiefer.
Well, it was written down right there many moons ago.
All right, many moons ago. All right, this one will be intriguing to watch. A lot of people in Guthrie and Piedmont
are paying attention.
Or we'll be watching this ball game. Guthrie's 3 in the district, assuming they win against Shawnee. And Piedmont is 4th in the district, assuming Guthrie wins. Actually, Guthrie would still, Guthrie's going to be 3. Piedmont's going to be 4, more than likely. Yeah. Class 5A matchup, Midwest City 7-2 overall, 6-0 in the district. Elgin 8-1, 5-1 in district play. Elgin with a big victory over Lott MacArthur on the road last week, and that's big because there's not a big distance between those 2 towns. That means a lot to Elgin.
12 miles.
Yeah. So Midwest City making the move down to 5A for the first time this year. Began their season with a loss to Carl Albert and Dell City. Those are the 2 losses. I mean, you talk about a team that has a
they're quiet, but they can make a lot of noise.
They got a great quarterback.
Yeah. I almost put them in my top 5.
Yeah, Elgin's only loss this year, Noble.
Yeah, I know. That's a bad loss.
That's a bad
I know.
But anyway, Midwest City at Elgin, Phil.
Oh, is it me?
Yes, there's a P next year.
Oh, P for, okay. Passionate. Midwest City wins this game, and I don't think it's real close, Chris. I think they win by a few touchdowns.
I was able to watch that Elgin game. They have a quarterback who is very serviceable.
Yep.
They have the wide receiver who can run the ball. He can catch the ball, game-winning touchdown.
Best athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Elgin has a number 37. He's a freshman, and he does a lot for that ball club, and he's already a wrecking machine for them this year. And he's going to be fun to watch as the years go on.
Doubt.
But I think Midwest City's athletes, I think Midwest City's quarterback is the difference in this one. They're going to be chasing him all over. I think Midwest City wins it as well.
Yeah.
All right, game number 4 of the week. We go down to Class 3A, Heritage Hall at Marlow. Heritage Hall 8-1, 6-0 in district play. Marlow 7-2, 5-1. Marlow, Jace Gilbert, kicker for Iowa State now.
Yeah.
Helped them get to the Class 2A championship.
Great kicker.
Got the title last year. 4-game winning streak. And playing for the district championship here with Heritage Hall. Yes, they would. If Marlow wins, they would both be 6-1. Head-to-head would go to Marlow. So this is for the district championship. I get to go first.
I was just waiting for you to try to play those shenanigans.
Let's see here. Ronnie picked the Heritage Hall Chargers.
He's a big private school guy, Ronnie is.
It costs a lot of money to go to Heritage
He loves
Hall.
private schools.
I think, is that the most expensive one?
No, Cassidy.
Cassidy.
No. Followed closely by Heritage Hall, I believe.
Yeah, they
in the Oklahoma City Metro, anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so we got sidetracked. Okay, go ahead, Phil. I got Heritage Hall in this one as well.
Me as well, Heritage Hall.
All right. No debate there.
Nope.
We'll get your logo for our video audience on there because we want to make sure there's no forfeits, no protest. And there's a Charger all the way across there. Again, these games selected by Ronnie have not been approved by the OSSAA yet. So we'll see if he goes to his overall record. Number 3 this week, Phil. We go to Class 2A, the Idabel Warriors.
Yeah.
Taking on Eufaula Ironheads.
God, that's a great mascot.
Ironheads. Yeah. Idabel hasn't lost to a Class 2A team this year. Eufaula has been rolling. The only blemish, Vian.
Quality loss.
There's such a thing.
There is.
40-26. The winner of this game is the 2A6 district champions.
Yep.
And Ronnie has gone. That's
Eufaula.
He went with Eufaula.
Yep.
Very close to the Idabel mascot.
Oh, goodness.
Phil, yeah, you're on the clock.
I do. Oh, Eufaula.
Ironheads.
You got a chance to draw it even right here if you pick opposite.
Well, I've already got Luther one game ahead of you.
Right.
I can go with Idabel here to tie it up.
Right. And then you could pick
Jinx
boys to – you can take the lead. You can take a two-game lead.
Two-game lead, yeah.
You could.
Yeah, absolutely.
See what kind of guts you got. Go ahead.
I went 10-0 last week.
You did. So did I, but you did.
No.
Well, I mean, unofficially I didn't, but – or officially I did. Oh, yeah. Took one for the team.
All right. No suspense here. I don't know if it's really that close. I'm going with Eufaula.
Yeah, pretty good football team.
Eufaula. Pretty good team. They've been in top 5 most of the year. Not the entire year, but for a good part of the year. So there is Eufaula. We now move to the number 2 game of the week in the state of Oklahoma.
Oh, you get to go first.
I went back and forth on this one.
Yeah.
If 1 and 2 should be flip-flop.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't.
6A2, number 1, Stillwater Pioneers, undefeated, 9-0, 6-0, as is the Muskogee Roughers, 9-0, 6-0. Stillwater, we talk about Bixby rolling through their schedule. Stillwater's done the same thing. Muskogee, don't forget Muskogee, they were 2-8 a year ago?
Yep.
I mean, they are one of the biggest stories this year.
Resurrection, no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt. Muskogee can win their first title since 2016.
Wow.
They could finish their perfect regular season for the first time since 1980.
That's huge. 80 was a good year.
80 was a good year.
Oh, yeah.
Stillwater leads the overall series 9-5.
Ooh, okay.
Great quarterback matchup. Fricklin, Gundy.
Yep.
Muskogee. This is another tough one.
No, this is a tough one. This is.
And there you have it. I get to go first, so you're not getting every one here.
You're giving me the tough last game.
For the audience, Ronnie picked the Stillwater Pioneers to win this game. This game's in Muskogee.
It's in Muskogee. That's a long drive.
Brand new stadium.
Are they playing Friday night or tomorrow night?
I don't know.
Let me see.
I don't know. Let
me look at something.
I don't know if it's been moved or not.
I'm gonna check real quick.
Yeah, if it's on Thursday, I might have a different idea of who wins this game.
That's why I'm trying to help you out.
I don't know if that information will have that one in there for you. So
anyway.
Ronnie's gone with Stillwater. I go back and forth, but if this team...
They're saying a Thursday night game.
Yep. Okay. I want to go with Muskogee.
Yep.
But if Stillwater won and I picked Muskogee, I would not be able to sleep Thursday night. Simply wouldn't be able to do it.
So you're planning on trying to overtake me in the playoffs. You think that's where you're going to separate?
I just want to be right, Phil.
You want to win.
It'll take care of itself.
You want to win the title.
It'll take care of itself. It will take care of itself.
Okay. So you're going with who?
Stillwater.
You're going with Stillwater. It would be a bold move for me to pick the Roughers.
Be rough if you didn't.
No, I mean, it would be. That was good. That was good. I like that. I mean, would you agree? Now, is this a pick'em game? Or do you think Stillwater's a touchdown or two? If they're playing in Stillwater, you think they'd win by 2 touchdowns?
Maybe favored by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Anything can happen on a Thursday night.
Anything can happen on a Thursday night. So this would be a bold move. I went with the Roughers. Right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if they're at home, they're undefeated.
I really want to go with the Roughers.
I'm just. If they lost, and I say, you know what? I almost picked Muskogee.
You know what, Chris? You only live once, right? You only live once. Last week, almost died on national TV. The gummy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, was that last week?
That was last week.
Oh, yeah, that was last week.
We're behind.
Big laugh today at the Chamber Coffee. Everybody brought
Well, we're going to have to, that's our next show.
Oh, it was bad. Man, I am so close to picking the Roughers.
I gave this game to you yesterday, so you had all day to think about it.
I just can't. See, if I thought they were a touchdown, if I thought Stillwater was a touchdown favorite at home, I would go with the Roughers here because now it's a pick'em game.
I would favor Stillwater 8.5.
Yeah. Gosh, darn.
Maybe 6.5 since it's.
But I got a 2-game lead. I got to be strategic here.
And Chandler's going to beat Luther, so you're basically 3 games up right now.
3 games up now. I could go 4 though if I pick. Could be 5 because we don't know where I'm going to pick on this last one. You know what? I always tell you to go with your gut, don't I?
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah,
don't I?
yeah, all the time.
Stillwater wins. That's my gut.
That's my gut.
This I think is going to be a very, very good ball game. A very good ball
I agree.
Game.
And
wouldn't be shocked if Muskogee won.
I wouldn't be shocked, but if I looked at score and it was 44-21, I go, I can.
Right.
But Muskogee plays good defense too. I don't think it'll be 44-20. I think this is a good 4-quarter. I hope it's a good 4-quarter ball game.
I think it's a 28. I think at Muskogee it's a 28-21, a 35-28.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. All right, it is the game of the week in the state of Oklahoma. It is an ESPN2, not ESPNU, not ESPN Plus. ESPN2. This is a national televised game. It's a cool deal for these 2 programs. Yep. It's great for Oklahoma. It's the Jinx Trojans 7-2 overall taking on the Bixby Spartans, who are 9-0, and they are rolling. And they have dominated everybody. We mentioned earlier their closest game, 49-14 in the first game of the year over Owasso. Since then, 63 points might have been the lowest one. 70 several times, 80 one time. 58-game win streak. Bixby quarterbacks Austin Havens and Connor Kirby. They have the 2 quarterback system there for Lauren Montgomery. Have combined for 2,100 passing yards, 31 touchdowns. Kirby, the running quarterback of the 2, 639 rushing yards, 13 touchdowns. Remember Austin Havens, a transfer? Is that a move in? However you want to say that there, but. Jinx can claim the district title with the win and a Norman loss to Enid.
Would that be 59 straight with win this week?
Yeah. So Union playing this week with already the district championship in hand.
Right.
Bixby needs another week.
Who does Union have?
It's
a nobody, right?
Yeah, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I got confused. Okay, I got sidetracked.
Okay.
But Jinx, a victory. Mm-hmm. By the way, Bixby averaging 60 points a game.
Yeah, pretty
average.
Pretty good.
Average.
Am I going first?
Yes. No. You get to go first. Union is at Edmond North, for the record.
Okay. Sorry, Mr. Roof.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. For our audio listeners, Ronnie has gone with Bixby. He did not give any scores on anything except for this game here. He says Bixby wins by 42 points.
Yeah, he's pretty confident Bixby will win.
Now, Jinx, to win football games, you got to run the football.
This is what I've been waiting on.
You run the football with the 2 state championship running backs that won it last year in 6A1.
Very good running backs.
They would have won 6A, could have won 6A2. 2 great running backs.
Yeah.
Yes. You run the football, you take 10, 12, 14 play drives, and you keep it out of the hands of the Bixby offense. You run the football, you give yourself a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Do they win it? I'm not sure yet, but that's how they win it. Don't let Bixby limit the offensive possessions for Bixby. Phil, you go first.
Well, it's no secret. I've had Bixby number 1, wire to wire. They were my preseason pick to win the state championship.
Went out on that limb there.
Well, I mean, you were pretty confident Jinx was going to win it going into this.
Hey,
so
Jinx can win a district championship.
We got our preseason picks matched up this week. You picked Jinx, I picked Bixby.
I mean, Jinx district championships on the line.
Yeah, Bixby's averaging 60 points a game.
60, yeah. They haven't scored under 60.
What's Jinx averaging? What would you guess?
30? 59, 58. I don't know.
Bixby wins 56-21.
56-21.
It's a rout.
35.
It's a rout.
On ESPN2.
It's a rout. It's a rout.
Phil, last time Bixby lost was way back on August 24th, 2018.
That's right.
It was a home game that Bixby lost.
I was 28 years old that year.
And the team that beat Bixby was the Jinx Trojans. 28-14.
Yeah.
I remember like it was yesterday.
I do. I remember that too, actually.
Since then, Bixby has won 58 games in a row, which would make 3 straight state championships.
Lost count.
Yeah,
lost count.
But that was 6A2 football.
Of course,
Welcome
they beat
6A1.
They beat all the 6A1 people they played too, which was Union, Jinx, Broken Arrow. So, but go ahead.
They what? Who?
They beat all of them in those previous years.
Previous years?
Yeah, when they were 6A2.
Okay. Colorado won the national championship in 1989.
Don't
Do they
make
have a
it,
chance
well, they
this
don't
year?
have Eric Bieniemy, no. But they don't. But he's coaching now for the Chiefs. But they don't. My point is, and I mean, I appreciate your attempt to make this a valid argument. I do. I appreciate it. I do. I really do. I appreciate the effort. I mean, Bixby's just superior to everybody in 6A1.
I agree. So far, this part of the season, they have been.
So what's your pick?
We got to wrap it up. We're about 10 minutes over show already.
You're not going to put your pick up there?
Jinx is when it comes to playoffs, you don't want to play Jinx in the playoffs.
Unless you're Bixby, right. Go ahead.
Jinx will finally give Bixby the challenge that Bixby needs to get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah.
To get
him
a little bit of a wake-up call.
A little bit of a wake-up call. I want to score.
We're not going to be beating these teams 70-3 moving on to bye might be a tough game next week.
Tough one,
Could be next week. Yeah. But this week, the Jinx Trojans give Bixby everything they want. Everything they want.
Oh, tough.
Union's coming up here in a few weeks in the championship game.
I believe that's right.
We hope that's right. Union Bixby. Bixby gets by Jinx this week, but don't count Jinx out come playoff time.
Well, what's the score this week? Integrity test.
Let's see. Bixby averages 60 a game.
That's right. I got them below their season average.
What was your score?
56-21.
Oh, I'm going to go 42-21.
Okay.
42-21 Bixby. I'm on the bandwagon for Bixby.
You're on there. You're on the very back with 1 foot on.
Hey, I'm on the wagon
right now. No, you're on.
Jinx with the win, district champs.
Yeah, I mean,
Norman North's got to lose.
We have a lot of fun with this, but I mean, what Bixby's done is nothing short of amazing.
Nation's longest winning streak.
Yeah, and we've seen them live. Gosh, 5 times, 6 times during that stretch where we've either called games or we just said, "Man, we want to go watch them." It's very impressive what Coach Roberts has going on over there. The community of Bixby's obviously all in, as they should be. I mean, they're just getting it done. And they're getting it done as one of the smaller 6A1 schools, which I agree with. You know, I think that's what makes this even more impressive now.
But with the transfer,
they get a lot of kids that used to go to Jinx.
As does Jinx, Junior, as all the others.
Sure. Yeah. But listen, if I'm a dad and I have a kid that's an elite quarterback and I'm moving to Tulsa, Oklahoma, you know, right now
Montgomery's the coach.
I'm going to Bixby. I mean, I just am right now. But yeah, I mean, you know, Union's right there. They've got talent all over the field. You're right. Don't ever count Jinx out in the playoffs. I mean, they're going to make a run. They do every year.
Yep.
I just think Bixby and Union are really separated from the rest of 6A1 right now. And I think if we are lucky enough to see a Jinx
next Wednesday night, as we have brackets, we have breakdowns. Do we get to pick who our state champion is again?
Yeah.
We had our preseason pick.
Then we got to repick.
Then we got to repick.
Yeah. No, that's how we've done it every year.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
We'll come back and hopefully get your state championship picks as well. For Ronnie Phillips and parts unknown,
we'll
welcome him back next week. Phil Nichols, I'm Chris Evans. This has been the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church.